And can we recognize, is it real or false? So these are the few things if we take up. Because if we are putting a reasoning, if the real self is permanent peace and happiness, and I live in stress, I become awfully busy, and then ultimately I become awful. Whoa, which one is true? Hmm? Which one is true? Which one is real? Which one is false? So we have been covering very 7 different topics. What is knowledge? What exactly is dispassion? What is delusion and illusion? What is emotional freedom? What is the difference between the individual and the supreme consciousness? What is this individual? I'm telling you, this person has been very close to me, so normally that person receives the Saturday's audio files, which is supposed to be a very higher journey. So that person gave the file to a 12-year-old girl who is having an anxiety. So then what happened? Then this person told me, she went into anxiety, now deep anxiety after listening to you. I said, this will happen. Did I tell you? Did I tell you to give these audio files? No, I thought because I liked it. I said, whatever you think, that is your choice. You like it. You do whatever you want to do. Don't come back to me. You are talking to a 12-year-old girl. You are not a sleeper. You are not a waker. What will happen to her? Knowledge has to be realized in stages, one after the other, when mentally you become mature. What should I do now? I said, first promise me that your individuality does not pose and press anyone to do the practice. That is what I'm talking about. Individuality. Who is this individual? So, do you remember knowledge? Do you remember knowledge? You remember, Christina? Knowledge? You did not attend couple of sessions. How do you remember? So, no, I'm just joking. She is very good. So knowledge results into humility. Humility. So there comes the role of the humility. No, let me change myself. And this person is a wonderful person, and she always wants to help others. She is suffering. That person is suffering, but that person wants to help everyone. Come on, first help yourself. So knowledge, humility, qualification, inner and the outer wealth, righteous life means shreyas and ultimately happiness. That is what I have been covering for the last 2 weeks. And then we covered Stephen Joins. So then we covered satsang, listening, learning leads to dispassion, dispassion to removing the delusion, and when the delusion is removed, when the mind is steady, and that steady mind does the practice, and you have reached to the highest state of meditation that results into awakening. Now we come back to the question, who am I? Who you are? I'm Christina, I'm Terry, I'm Sam. Okay, this is your name, but who you are? I'm an individual. Now pay attention. So understand and filter out. It has to be done. It has to be contemplated and reflected again and again and again. I am happy. Why? Because I am an individual. I am unhappy. I am an individual. Clear? That is what it means. Huh? But now filter out. Happiness or unhappiness is not an individual. It is a state of mind. Did you get it? You are busy or free. Busyness and freedom is a state of the mind. You are not an individual. It has nothing to do with an individual. Did you get it? It is not the property. It is the property of a mind. I am ignorant and wise. It is the property of an intellect. Did you get it? It is a property of intellect. Now I am an ignorant individual. I am a wise person. Come on, wisdom and ignorance is the property of an intellect. We are trying to find out, pinpoint, who is an individual in me. When I say I am, how dare you say something? I love you. So who is that individual loves me? I hate you. Who is that individual who hates me? I will not attend any session of yours. Thank you very much. So who is that individual who says this? Are you getting it? Come on. We're guy, no. I am Sam, I'm Kristen, I'm Brandy, I'm Terry. This is your name. I'm an individual who is a happy or unhappy state of mind. I'm an individual who is ignorant or wise. It is the state of the intellect. Who the hell I am? Because I do not know who I am, problem will continue. One thing is very clear. The problem will continue. Suffering will continue. Understand go little deeper. When I say I am an individual, is it a thought? Yes, it is a thought. So I associate with a thought of sorrow and the joy, pain and the pleasure, happiness and unhappiness, in relationship. Who am I? Daughter asks you, I'm your dad. But who is an individual? Dad is only a relationship. Do you see? We are going deeper. You all are seekers. I hope so. So can I say the processor of a thought is an individual? That is what it means. Something within my mind processes a thought, and that thought's links with I am. Then I become an individual in thought. Where is the reality? Where is the individual? Show me. No. Why don't you see me? Now I see your body. It's not an easy journey, but it is an interesting journey. Why it is an interesting journey? The goal is permanent peace and happiness. Nothing. I'm an individual. Where is this individual? Are you referring to the body, mind, intellect? Through the thought? So can I say the processor of thought is an individual? That is the first understanding. Because when I say I'm an individual, I'm a father, I'm a son, I'm a mother, etc. I'm wise, I'm fool. Sometimes we say we are also fool, Not all the time. How dare you say I'm fool, Yesterday when this woman, she referred the word craziness, and then then she started writing to me that, I'm extremely sorry. It did not mean that you are crazy. 5 emails. And now I said, no guilt, please. Drop it. I'm more crazy than you think. Thought creates an individual. Remember this. So first, thought does not have a physical existence, so where is the individual? Thought does not have a physical existence. No, I'm here. So one thought claims I am a thinker, other thoughts are objects. So one thought refers to the I, and the rest of the thoughts are objects of the word. I know everyone, I know anesthesia, Barbara, Brandy. So they are objects. I know. What is this I know? Am I an individual? No, I didn't find it. I didn't find it. So it is in the thought. Only the seeker can treat this path. Let me redefine the individual. Consciousness, and then we will understand it. Consciousness conditioned by cause and effect is individual consciousness. Consciousness, pure consciousness, conditioned by cause and effect is individual consciousness. That individual consciousness lives in the limited consciousness, lives in emotional dependence, lives in delusion, lives in sorrow and suffering. What do you think? You have insulted me, and now. So I didn't talk to that guy, when he started talking to me. Now I will prove what the hell you have been talking. I stopped talking to him. I'm an individual after all. Consciousness conditioned by cause and effect is individual consciousness. Can I simplify it? Consciousness conditioned by ignorance is individual. Otherwise, there is no individual. Prove me. Prove to me, Sam, you are an individual. There is no individual. It lives in thought. The one thought creates another thought of emotional dependence. Then it creates an insult and praise. It is the state of the mind. Consciousness conditioned by ignorance is an individual. This is how we define as an individual. But question is, can the consciousness be ever conditioned by the mind? Can the wave ever condition the water? Tell me. Can my house ever condition the space? Tell me. If no, it is a false I which I say I am an individual. Look into the mirror. I'm very beautiful. And now you come. I don't pay attention. You are hurt. You are hurt. Definitely you are going to be hurt. Consciousness is infinite, all-pervading. Mind is limited, which is matter. There is an unholy wedlock between the mind and the consciousness. That is what I said. Consciousness conditioned by the ignorance is an individual, or consciousness conditioned appears to be conditioned by the cause and effect creates an individual. Otherwise there is no individual. That is false I. And once this false I is created, then we are bound to suffer. Then there is a doer, then there is an enjoyer. Then I become happy, then I become unhappy, then I become wise. and continue to suffer. Do you see that? I become wise. No, I'm wise. How dare you say that? And I'm still suffering. Ah, what a wise guy you are. Very good. Very good. You see? Our master go to the root. Consciousness appears to be conditioned by ignorance, creates an individual, and that individual in the thought is the false I. Finished. So what I said, processor of a thought is an individual. Are you getting it? Yes, I'm getting it. Even if you're not getting it, listen to it. Continue listening. Ultimately, one day you will find, yes, what the masters are saying is right. Don't get up. No, I don't believe you. I believe in science. Okay. Are you still suffering? Yes. Believing in science, suffering? Do you have an intellect? Do you have a choice that you can move to another stream of knowledge? No, I don't want that. I have a choice. I will let me continue to suffer. So suffer continuously. Leave it. No, anyhow. Now, I'm not saying to you guys, and girls, I'm just expressing. That is how our mind thinks. Huh? So now see that you can easily become aware. When I say I am speaking, let us examine who is speaking. From where the voice is coming, from the larynx, lips are moving, intellect, and the mind is working. Am I really speaking? Am I a speaker? If I am a speaker, then I am larynx, I am my lips, I am my brain, I am my intellect, I am my mind. False I says, come on intellect, come on mind, come on hand, come on the larynx together, and I'm a speaker. Where is the speaker? Did you understand? No, even if you do not, it's okay. But did you get it? Action is done by the body, mind, intellect, and the sense organ together. The consciousness never acts deeper inside. Behind the body, mind, intellect, and ego, that consciousness remains present. It is not a doer, it is not an enjoyer, it is not an experiencer. How can I claim I am an individual? It appears as if I am dreaming. No, you are dreaming because you feel that you are an individual. That is a bigger dream. That causes a lot of problem. From where you are an individual? Ask yourself. Prove that you are an individual. This is what I am. I'm speaking. This is speaking. Lips, larynx, eyes, etc. I am running. No, body is running. If you are body, then you are running. Then you are an individual. And you are 100% clear that you are not the body. No, I feel unhappy. No, come on. Unhappiness is a state of mind. You can never be unhappy. How dare you say that you are unhappy? So the seeker has to contemplate again and again. When you contemplate again and again, we have almost, I would say, 500 texts that talks in detail about who is this individual? Does it really exist or not? Because we have been conditioned culturally, socially, in the family since our birth. As we grew up, we created this false I. We have started living with the false I, with the alternating experiences of pain and pleasure, happiness and unhappiness, duality and a conflict. Huh? Sometime I become the body, sometime I become the mind, sometime I become the emotion. When I become the emotion, mom, I love you. Mom says I hate you. That is the problem. And mom says, I love you much more than you love me. That is also a problem. Because that love is an emotional dependence. Our goal is to find the real self. In that process, we are searching who is an individual. We all claim I'm an individual. After all, I have some self respect. Come on. What kind of self respect? Do you see that? Do you see the delusion? Self respect we have. Tomorrow, this body meets with an accident where the self respect goes. Inner instruments takes the shape and the name and the form with the body, mind, feeling, and claims I am an individual. We discussed before. Person 1, outer world of name and the form. Person 2, my behavior and attitude. They both combine together, creates a thought. And that thought says, I'm an individual. Come on, where is the individual? And that individual says, I have lot of problem with the mom and dad and honey and long list. Long list. Do you understand that point? So, my friends, as long as we continue to live, think, and speak as an individual, that individual is always limited, but the consciousness inside is unlimited. We create a way of that individual. It hides the real self. We cannot find the real permanent peace and happiness in our life. Goal is discovery of the real self. See it. We appear as an individual. We appear. So mind borrows the consciousness, then it thinks, and what is it thinks? I'm an individual. See that, I'm a self-made man. Now self-made women also, not man. Think of this. Think. Saying in the outer world is okay and continue to suffering, but our goal is to bring an end to the suffering. So that individual lives in appearance like the waves in the water. Same thing. Am I a sleeper? No. Am I a waker? No. Am I a dreamer? No. I'm behind that. One of the great masters who wrote, whose knowledge was revealed, he says, Mano buddhir ahankara chittani naham nacha shrotra jibhai nacha ghrana netre nacha vyoma bhumir nachedu nacha bhumir nache vayu chidananda rupa shivoham shivoham. The last line says, I am existence, consciousness, bliss. We are going to talk in our next session. There is a acronym you should remember, ECH, NF. You are not NF, name in the form. You are existence, consciousness, and happiness. And that is not an individual. Why? It is all pervading. It is infinite. If the water says, I am this wave, don't you understand? I am this storm, don't you understand what you will say? But why it is happening? I am an individual because of ignorance. In that ignorance, I want to continue to suffer. I enjoy suffering because I'm an individual. Because that false I claims, which is not true, the water claims, come on, this wave is me. And the next moment it is gone. Tell me, is that not our life? I'm a self-made man. I'm a millionaire. I have 5 cars. I have 5 houses. I have a lot of bank deposit. Tomorrow, existence says, here is a permanent place for you. Kribishan ground. Everything is left. So we get these examples to help our mind to remove that ignorance. Another master says you become naked. No, you're not to remove the clothes, but there are 5 layers of the clothes that we are wearing. That creates an individual. The outermost physical level, second level is the breath, third level is the mind with the dual experiences, intellect with lot of different wisdom and the ignorance, and the 5th layer is the ignorance. We are wearing these 5 clothes. Remove that 5 clothes, you will find the real self. You get it? Very good. If you don't get it, listen to it again and ask yourself, who am I? What is this individual which you say I am Brandy, I'm Anesthesia, I'm Terry, I'm Ashok, I'm Sam? Who is this? Who is this? Who is this inside? Or are you simply declaring that this is my name and so I'm an individual? This is my gender, that is why I'm an individual. We'll talk about in the next session. We'll talk about what is that? Remember, ECH and F acronym. Now let us close your eyes and eyes are closed. Being comfortable. Eyes are closed, body is steady, mind is facing within. Mind is facing within. I believe the audio is working fine. If it is not, so you can point out to me. So, looking at the neck joint and you feel, looking at the neck joint, feel the sensation, comfort and steadiness. Shoulder joints, sensation, comfort and steadiness. Hip joint, you already know it. You can settle yourself easily. Hip joint, you're there, being there, you feel the sensation, comfort, and steadiness. So you have that awareness that that individual, if it identifies with the body, I'm not the body, so I don't know who is this individual. And that individual creates pain and the pleasure, comfort and discomfort unnecessarily. Why? Because of the past impression. And then you return from the session, you say, no, I have a lot of problem during the meditation. I did not create any problem. Remember, that awareness is required. In the second awareness is being carefree. The thoughts are coming and going. Let it come and go. Come and go. Yes. Check that body is comfortable. The entire body. You have an experience. But experiencer is this individual. And another thought. So we have to work with this. But at the same time, this individual is not me. You have a sensation, comfort, and steadiness when thoughts are coming and going, and you hardly get carried away by these thoughts because you can complete it. So in that state, keep looking inside the forehead, and in that, pick a point in the space inside the forehead and start breathing, quick, short, and gentle breathing from both the nostrils into the chest. You're doing as if you're playing. Just continue. Even after a minute, the mind will say, as an individual, as a thought, no, I cannot do it for longer, but you do it to bypass this false side. You see, that is known as the penance, another principle, the austerity, but disciplining the mind. The mind will say, no, I cannot do it for long. You don't listen. You continue. That I comes from the mind as a thought. Continue. Quick, short, gentle breath into the chest. There is an expansion and contraction of the rib cage. Means we want to keep the mind focused. That's the only purpose. And at the same time, quick, short, and gentle breathing helps the mind to leave those thoughts, feeling, which causes an association and appearance of false I. So there is no I which need to recognize that it has been too much, it has been too less. It's purely as if The car is moving the wheels. That is the secret of breathing in the pranayama. And stop it, start breathing deep, silent and slow. We will go for Nyasa. Breath is the car, mind is the driver, the intellect, the boss sitting in Om Shanti with the space inside. You already know it. So let us as you inhale, move the mind inside the right arm from the shoulder to the fingertips and the space inside, singing Om Shanti. Very good. And while exhaling, Om Shanti. Should I say something magical? Anything that obstructs this journey, this step of Nyasa, in a good or bad way, is that individual which does not exist. What? Yes. No what? Fact. You're not the body, you're not the breath, you're not the mind, you're not the intellect, and you're not the power that is moving with the breath. You're not the intellect who is saying Om Shanti. Your mind may say, yes, you're right. So if I'm right, so who is obstructing? Or who gets carried away by some other thought? It is the mind. It is not, it is a false I. That false I, ego, takes many shapes and colors, even during the practice, after the practice, during the day. Moving the mind inside the left arm now. So you are a witness, you see individual comes with a thought supported by the feeling, emotions, desires, etc., etc. It's a long list. And you maintain an awareness. Done. Very subtle. So you see, we are doing the same Nyasa, but Nyasa with the right knowledge. That false I in thought exists. And that thought pushes me, no, I don't feel good, so I don't want to do it. Why you don't want to do it? Recognize those subtler and the finer layers of our personality to go beyond. You're doing it. Wonderful. So what will happen? You remain as a witness to that false I, which is ego, which is an individual. Mind is settling. What did I say? Consciousness conditioned by the cause and effect. So that cause and effect remains on the mind. They drop. Really? What is left is the real self. That's another way to understand that. And inside the right leg, from the right side of the waist to the toes. Om Shanti. I believe you didn't forget it. Deep silence, slow breathing. I believe you didn't forget. It's still at the deep silence, slow breathing. That so-called individual will cause even the change in the rate and the rhythm of the breath. Will not say Om Shanti. Will be carried away by another thought. And then you claim that, no, I didn't succeed. Where are you? It's a false eye. So recognition of the false eye during the nyasa will deepen and deepen and deepen your practice. Many people ask me when I will get rid of the emotional dependence by this knowledge and practice. My friends, and the left leg from the left side of the waist to the toes. You see that? When the mind is moving with a deep silence, slow breath, the intellect, the boss is saying Om Shanti, a recognition of what? A deeper layer of our existence. So we are not living on the surface. The surface will work with the thought, with the false eye, what I said as an individual. You see? And it's a testimony that this mind is not engaged in any activity pertaining to the false eye. The body will remain still. The moment that false eye returns, no, I have a problem with the body, I have a problem with the mind, you don't understand. I don't understand. No, you do not understand. That is why we talked about that topic today. No, with humility I'm saying that your mind did not understand. Consciousness conditioned by ignorance is an individual. Unconditioned by the ignorance is the real self. Now inside the spine, from the crown of the head to the tailbone, the mind is moving with the breath in the space, singing Om Shanti. You have a more pressure from the false eye, less resources. What will going to happen? You'll be disturbed. You'll have 10 things to blame. But if the pressure of your regular practice, understanding is there more, how the false eye can ever disturb you? Pressure in the resources. Sometimes we talk in the management. If pressure is more or resources are more. Resources comes by understanding, contemplation and reflection and regular practice. So you have created more resources to withstand any pressure from the false I, which is ignorance, leads to suffering, I believe. No, you all understand that. Shanti. Everything will happen naturally. We feel and experience discomfort, unease, anger, hesitation, duality, conflict in false I. When you leave that false I with awareness, knowledge, and practice, you see the result. Now leave this. Move the mind inside the heart. I told you. Visualize an equilateral triangle pointing upward. Move it from the right side or left side, whatever it is. So first we pick up the knowledge. First, one side of a triangle is the knowledge. You see that we give a shape and shape to the knowledge. Then we give a shape to the desire. That is the base side of a triangle. The other side is the action part. So move closely, move your mind slowly with that awareness, knowledge, yes, the real self. What the desire should do, the mind, you desire for the real self. Action, yes, I'll do the action. Move into the center of a triangle. Action starts. So the mind moves into the cave of the heart. Shanti, done. And again. Now you will discover the mind is absorbed. Absorbed means you are aware the false I is not there. Do you exist or not without false I? Yes. Look at it. Isn't it amazing? Well, when the mind returns to again any thought and past impression, again move your mind on a triangle, clockwise or anti-clockwise. Knowledge, real self. What should I do? What desire? Desire for the real self. Mind, you think, you may think, now I desire real self. No issue. Other thoughts are also coming. No, I desire real self. No, but what about what should I do? Third side of a triangle. And then, the mind drops deep into the cave of the heart and, as if it stops, Shanti. Now you see the self-absorption is there. You don't want to listen to me. Very good. Now it's kind of self-absorption. You may find that I'm disturbing you. That too is good. And when the mind returns again to the same, the plural world, if I'm pronouncing correctly, plural world, world of plurality, there the false I will start working. The moment it returns, you know it. Ask the mind, come on, return to the triangle. Continue. You're doing the practice regularly. The time will come, you will see, oh, I can sit for 2 hours and make it a program. Oh, just living into that state. Om Shanti. You know, that mind has left the false I now, but it has to prove its identity. So it proves its identity with Om Shanti. And do not think there is a knower. That knower is known as the witness. That witness is different from the false I. What did I say? I'm repeating again. There is a knower. Knower is not in action. It is not a doer in the experience. It simply knows. Okay, it simply knows. I understood. Perception, it is known as witness or the knower. But the doer is different from the knower. Can you become aware of the two at the same time? How? So simple. Sarvesham Swastir bhavatu. I'm using the mantra in a different way. So, who is saying it? Body, mind, throat, intellect. And who is the knower? What is to be known? Sarvesham swastir bhavatu. Let there be a well-being for all. For all means knower, well-being, all-pervading. Sarvesham shantir bhavatu. May there be peace for all. But who said so? Do it mentally. Sarvesham shantir bhavatu. May there be peace for all. So body, mind, throat, intellect, everything is engaged as a doer, as an experiencer. But behind that, knower. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. Can we separate knower from the doer? May there be completeness in all. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. May there be auspiciousness in all. So now this mind or intellect picks up only the knowledge and happiness oozing out from the pure consciousness. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring your mind on the right hand, your mind on the left hand. Lift your both the palms, place it on your eyes. Open the eyes inside. Know your experiences. Bring the hands down. How are you, Brandy?
I'm okay. Thank you. This lesson was especially timely this morning because I woke up with some problems with the body. And so I was able to separate, which was really welcome. It was like medicinal almost. So I had a nice, quiet practice.
Beautiful, beautiful. That is beautiful. Yes, I will talk about this experience later on. It's in summary. How about you, Stephen? Everyone remained so quiet and still. I was so happy.
It was very good. Thank you. I like the mixing it up. I felt it was almost, I would call it like a tug of war that was going on with me, because I was up here and I was being pulled to my heart throughout the meditation. And it was interesting, at the end you said something about being the witness, and I kept saying that to myself during the meditation, saying, okay, just be the witness of this process and don't get caught up in it. And I felt again like this movement, and it was when you started doing the mantra of the Sarve Sham that it was like the heart won. So everything just melted into this space, and then it was over. So it was very enjoyable.
Beautiful, beautiful. That mind interfered with the false I in the beginning, and again the mantra that releases. Because that mantra contains the knowledge. We become the witness. That is what I was saying, I wanted to say to Brani. The moment I am a witness to this body and any movement and any change, this mind may say that this body is giving me an acute pain. You're separate from it. You're separate. Terry, are you listening? Yes, I'm listening. Good. How are you, Barbara? Then we'll go to Sam. Where is Christina? I could see.
I'm very good. In the beginning of the meditation, I had a lot of thoughts, and the thoughts were all about things you were saying.
Yeah, yeah.
And it just came over me over and over again. But then I just completely relaxed into a complete state of peace.
Beautiful. Wonderful. That's a beautiful experience. How are you, Sam?
Good. The breathing allowed a little bit more openness during the nyasa and a little bit more energy flow, but overall quiet, peaceful.
Peaceful. Beautiful. Yeah, just, it came to my mind. I used to go to the Indian part of the Tibet, which is around 15,000 feet above the sea level. We have many lamas living, the Buddhist monasteries, which are 700 or 800 years old. One of the monastery trains the young Buddhist monks, maybe from 7 years old to 14 years old. In that extreme cold, they used to go out into the mountain and they used to do the breathing, a little modified breathing for about only 50 minutes. And they used to sweat in that extreme cold. So it is not the sweating, but it is for internalizing the mind. That is more important. So we will go to anesthesia. Let us, anesthesia, you explain and understand. So any amount of doing the breathing, the false I returns. Can I get rid of that false I? The breath is free. We will do that, yes. Yes, anesthesia.
Thank you. It was very peaceful and deep, and I didn't want to. Actually, I didn't feel my body. I lost the feeling of my body, and I didn't want to come back, and I didn't want to listen you and to sing mantra inside, but I did. And it was also interesting because now I have this desire to open my real self. And at the start of meditation, I was thinking like, I will do it. I will take this journey and go through this journey. And then I asked, who is this I? Who will do it? Because I think this is my ego speaks that yes. I need to do it. I will be the best or something like that, and then I dropped it.
Beautiful. That is really good. Keep that desire. Desire for the real self will take your mind inside. You see that? Desire to be happy with reference to the body, with reference to the money, with reference to the relationship, with reference to the mom, daughter, etc., with the clothes, with the makeup. No. It flees. It escapes. You don't join my session because, I don't look smart. I'm not a smart guy physically. You don't join that. So you see that kind of a mental attitude should be there. Wonderful anesthesia. So where is Terry? Terry, yes.
I was mostly maintaining my attention.
Yeah.
throughout all the changes that would keep happening. It would go, it would come back, it would be this, it would be visual, it would be
That's
it
good.
would be the body, not the body.
Yes.
The words, not the words.
And that is good. You are able to separate yourself. And that when the moment we separate, it is also known as a witness. So when we are in the witness consciousness, that is what the third layer, which I talked in, I think, previous sessions about the inner self, the Shreya self. That is from where the inner voice comes, which says, no, you are not the body, mind, and you are a witness. That takes us deeper into the journey. How are you, Shok?
Good, sir. Peaceful.
I could see
Great.
that, smile and peace is there. How are you, Internet?
Good morning. That was, I want to say everything just aligned. It just clicked. It was very peaceful.
Very good. Very good. Yes, very good. How are you, Vaibhav? Christina,
Sir,
I don't
I'm
see
good.
you. Yeah.
Yeah, sir, I'm good. My experience was like that. Like I'm collecting myself totally, and then at once I collected myself, then I can ask question to myself that why I'm having this experience.
Good.
So it can like I can differentiate from my experience. So the separation comes automatically.
Yes. That's another way to put it. And a couple of masters have explained that. You question why, from where my experience comes, the experience in the body of touch. But I am not the body, so who is experiencing this? Who is experiencing this? Who is experiencing? It is the false I. The false I, always love, is very limited. It wants to expand itself. That I will take up in the next session. It wants to become unlimited. So that is why it runs in the world to desire for peace and happiness and relationship. It claims I am lonely, and then it wants to hug others to be one. But can you really become one? Well, we'll talk about it. How are you, Sangeeta?
सर एक पॉइंट पे ऐसा लग रहा था जैसे मैं अलग हूँ और बॉडी अलग, और वो जो मैं है वो एकदम शांत है, बिल्कुल निश्चल और बहुत ही.
Good, good. What she is saying that she felt at one point the body is separate from her completely. That's beautiful. How are you, Christina?
Hi, I'm here. I just had to start driving, so I did this while I was in the car, and it was a beautiful experience getting to listen live of your teachings and your guidance through open-eyed meditation.
Yeah.
And the entire time, I just was contemplating on taking a step further back behind and checking in with every car that passes. How beautiful it is that there's so many people going and doing things, and I wish them peace, and then checking back in with my body. And so dropping the false notion of, oh, there's so much traffic and it's taking me an hour to get somewhere, and being at peace with that.
Do the practice again and tell us about your experience. So, any question? Contemplate and reflect. Who is this individual? I'm an individual, yes. You see, mind instantly says I'm. Come on, then, where is that individual? Where is that? And a real inquiry you will never find that individual. That individual is attached, that individual suffers, that individual becomes crazy, that individual enters into duality and a conflict. But if you want to find out, you don't find it. Sam is contemplating, reflecting. Okay. So that is all for today. We'll meet again next time. Thank you. Thank you.
Namaste. Thank you, sir.
Namaste.
Thank
Namaste.
you.
Namaste. Namaste to
Thank you.
everyone. Namaste to everyone. So, namaste to everyone.